Alright, question 6 is about the inequality, which is connected by OR. So we solve them one by one. So for the first one, we have a fraction, which means that we need to move this divided by 4 to here. It becomes times. So you can write as 9 minus x greater or equal to 4 times the whole thing on the right-hand side. So you use a bracket to emphasize it. When you see a bracket, then we try to expand the bracket. So now I have 9 minus x greater or equal to 12x minus 4. So 4 times 3x giving you 12x, 4 times negative 1 giving you negative 4. And then the next step, we're going to move all of the x together. Because this is 12x on the right-hand side, while you move it to the left-hand side, we need to swap the sign. So now I have negative x minus 12x. Originally it's positive, moving to the left becomes negative. Similarly for this 9, we're moving to the right-hand side because they don't have the x. Originally it's positive, moving to the right becomes negative. So it's greater or equal to negative 4 minus 9. So negative x minus 12x will give you a negative 13. So negative 13x greater or equal to negative 13. And the next step is going to be, I don't want this negative 13 next to the x. Originally this is times. And I move it to the right hand side becomes divide. So now I have the x should be negative 13 divided by negative 13. Please bear in mind that when you divide a negative in the inequality, which means that you have to swap this sign, becomes smaller or equal to. And then doing the simplification, we have the x should be smaller or equal to 1. This is the first answer. And then we try to finish this one as well. So negative 2x greater or equal to 4. As we're trying to, don't want this negative 2 next to the x, originally it's times. So moving to the right will becomes divide. So now I have x should be 4 divided by negative 2. Again, we divide a negative number, which means that we have to swap this sign, become smaller or equal to. So now I have the x should be smaller or equal to negative 2. That's the second answer. And both of them are connected by OR. So I draw a line diagram. We have two numbers, a negative 2 and 1. The number on the left-hand side should be smaller. Okay? And both of them is smaller too. So x is smaller than negative 2, so the arrow should be going to the left, and then x is less than 1. And then I shade it, becomes like this. And then the meaning of OR, which is all shaded area, so the area is going to be starting from here. So the answer should be equal to x, all of the x smaller than 1. So I can just write it down, so x is smaller than 1. So the answer should be equal to A.